Welcome to the Garage USA. I'm Jonathan Brinke. Today I've got the 2007 Volkswagen Beetle Convertible back in the garage, and I'm going to be replacing the vacuum pump. Thanks for joining me. So the brake pedal got hard, and it's stopping like an old farm truck again. So I have already replaced the brake booster and the vacuum line. So next step is the vacuum pump. The vacuum pump on these Volkswagens are pretty notorious for failing. There is a vacuum pump delete kit that you can do. You put a plate over where the vacuum pump is, and then you have to tap in to pull vacuum pressure off the manifold. I mean, if you're going to be removing the vacuum pump anyway to install a plate, why not just replace the vacuum pump? I mean, maybe it's easier, but I'd rather fix it the correct way. So let's go ahead and get started. Also, there's a vacuum hose down there. I don't know if you can see that, but I have replaced that as well. I'm going to grab a flashlight. So that vacuum hose that goes into the brake booster has been replaced. So everything on the forums say that it's most likely going to be the vacuum pump. And I'll show you the new pump. Alright, and this is the new vacuum pump. And I've read that this right here, the nipple, actually can come loose on the old pump, and then because this is where the hose connects, and so I've read that this can actually break loose inside of here and cause issues with the vacuum, and that you can use some brake clean to clean that up and then put some RTV on it. I'm just going to replace the vacuum pump. It's got three bolts that'll mount it to the engine. So, and it's right down there. So I'll get this out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to start by getting this air box out of the way. It is really kind of preventing access back there, or at least what I can see. So, I will remove this. And remove this. Alright, so get that out of the way. Alright, so with that air intake hose, I'm just going to lift this air box out of here. It's not really held down with anything, so just pull this out. Alright, so I got to remove the battery. Get that out of the way. Battery out of here. All right, and there's the vacuum pump right back there. So I'm just looking to see where those bolts are that connect it, and then let's try and figure out how to get that removed. I'm going to get this battery tray out of the way. Start with the hold down. So with the battery tray out of the way, hopefully I'll get some good sight on here. There is the vacuum pump, and this is a manual transmission, so this is going to be a lot different than a video that I had watched on this. But there are 3 points that hold this in, and so I'll show you on the new vacuum pump where that stuff will be. So you've got the nipple that sticks out here, and then you have so you've got the nipple. Right next to it is the first bolt. And there's another mounting point back here, and another one up here. And so, I believe you can see those from here. Maybe not so much on camera, but yeah, it does look like they're there. There's a lot of hoses and crap in the way for the nice line of sight, but that's back in there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I'll try and stick it down in here. Again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see any of that. There's where the vacuum hose connects to the nipple. And a lot of times, reading on the Volkswagen forums, that breaks, and what they do is they pull these off and then they silicone them in. But if you're going to pull it off, you might as well just replace it with a working pump. So I'm going to try and get that unbolted from there. I don't think I'm going to be able to film and work at the same time here, but that's where it is. So as you can see, it is very tight in here working on the Beetle. Trying to replace a vacuum pump, and I got one of the Torx heads stripped. It is the one behind all of this mess here. So there's a bunch of hoses that are in the way, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's right down in there. And so I'm hoping that I can get in there with the speed out and get that drilled out and then get that removed, because that is the only one that I stripped. It's in a terrible location, and I mean, the other ones you can't even see. There's 3 that hold it in, but it's just a real pain. And why they go with these vacuum pumps for brake pressure, I don't know. It's a Volkswagen thing. So anyway, I gotta get in there, try and get that drilled out. All right, so again, because of the location of this, I am having to use an extension on my drill. So hopefully this works. We're gonna drill into, and you do want to have it in reverse, but you do want to drill a little bit into the screw. And then we just need to flip the bit around and try and extract it. All right, so I did actually have to drill out the head on that bolt to get the vacuum pump out. Once I did that, the other bolts were super easy to actually get out and then remove it. And then because, again, it is a manual transmission, it is easy just to pull that out and put that back in. And so I put the new vacuum pump in and then put in those 3 bolts. Unfortunately, I was not able to hold the vacuum pump and the bolts and the tool and the camera. So, but once you get that out, you're going to see, I mean, it's 3 bolts that go in that hold this on. So got that in, and then I just have to attach the vacuum hose, and that goes between the vacuum pump and the brake booster. And then I just need to put the battery tray back on, put the battery in, and put the air box back in, and just connect everything back up, and then it is all done. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'd like to thank you for watching The Garage USA. I'm Jonathan Brinke, and I'll see you next time.